Before jumping into homeschooling, we had several beliefs about homeschooling and what it would look like, and a lot of them turned out to be flat out lies. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the lies that we had believed before diving into homeschooling. And if there are some lies that you had believed, please share them in the comments down below. I'm Yuri, and we've been homeschooling our 5 kids for 10 years. And we've all been there where we've had preconceived notions and beliefs about what homeschooling would look like. I'm not saying we're perfect, and we're always learning. But after several years of experience with homeschooling, I feel that I have some input on some homeschooling myths that I would like to share with y'all. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start with the most obvious and most common one. Homeschool kids are not socialized and are sheltered. We have to remember that a school setting isn't the only way to socialize, and that forced socialization doesn't equate to good socialization. There's so many other avenues of socialization that may be a lot more natural than sitting in a classroom full of kids your age and where you're probably not actively socializing anyway. As homeschoolers, we have been able to socialize by getting involved in sports, plugging into your church, getting into a co-op, or even Heritage Girls or Trail Life, and also serving at a nursing home. And that has been fun because you get to interact with people who are definitely not your age. They love seeing kids, and it's just a great way for the kids to be able to understand people that are not just their peers. And there are tons of local homeschool communities that get together for park days, community service, and for field trips. As the homeschooling parent, you do have to make an effort to make those connections happen. The next lie I have for you is that you're not educated or qualified enough to teach. Have you ever felt that teachers are just better at teaching than you would ever be? Did you fail to notice that you are your child's first teachers? You have taught your kids their first words, how to sit, how to walk, how to potty train, know what is right to eat, how to ride a bike, and eventually you may be teaching them how to read, and so on. And plus, as the parent, you want what's best for your child, and you are going to work hard at doing your best at getting your child to where they need to be. Teachers in the public school system are spread thin. They have an average class size of 15 to 20 students, and they're not going to be able to give your child one-on-one attention. It's just really impossible. So who's to say that you are not educated or qualified enough to teach? Next lie. I'm not patient. I can't homeschool. Homeschool parents must be patient. Actually, homeschooling parents are just as human as anyone. Surprise! We all have our moments. We are merely learning to work with one another, and there have been times when I have had to apologize to my kids for my shortcomings. But I do feel that it's good for kids to see that parents are not perfect, and we don't always have it all together. Yes, there are gonna be times, many times in fact, that your kids are gonna drive you crazy. Homeschooling is hard work, but we need to remember to let God guide, and then fruit will grow. I always have to remember that God has a special plan for each of my 5 kids, and it's not up to me. It's not all on my teaching or my guidance or what I say or what I do that's going to make them successful in their lives. We're doing life together. But if you really need to, there are options to outsource. And you might be able to ask a spouse or a grandparent to help with some of the load of homeschooling. We all can use some help once in a while. I don't know why I have this next one in this list, because homeschooling is stressful, and that is my next lie. Homeschooling is stressful. But there are ways to combat that stress. Because if you think about it, if your kids were going to school chances are that you're going to be helping them with their homework after school anyway. Because that's pretty much what homeschooling sort of is like. You are pretty much guiding them through their workload during the school day. So what's the difference? Send them to school and have them come home and they're all tired, we're all cranky, and we're gonna have to help them with school homework. Or homeschool, where you start the day together and guide them through their schoolwork. I don't know which one you prefer, but I actually prefer the homeschooling way, because I know that whenever I have to get out the door, when I have somewhere to be, where I need to get the kids out the door, I'm not the nicest mom. I'm kind of more like on the nagging side, where we need to hurry up and get going. So I'm gonna have to say that for me, homeschooling just puts us in a better, peaceful setting. Of course, it can be stressful to have your kids with you all the time. So it is important to carve out some time for yourself. Maybe even take on a hobby as an outlet. For me, I have taken on several different hobbies that might include cooking, sourdough baking, singing, and even this YouTube channel. So you make the choice. Is homeschooling stressful? It is, but it doesn't have to be. Next slide. I can't get things done with the kids with me all the time. Like I had mentioned before, you have to make time for yourself, but for the most part, yes, the kids will be with you pretty much all the time. And that is what I call life school. The kids will just have to be included in whatever mundane daily activities that you go through week to week. Whether that's shopping for groceries, going to the post office, going to doctor appointments, cleaning the house, doing the laundry or the dishes. But of course, as the kids get older, or as they're able, they can help with a lot of the activities, especially the chores that happen at home. And if you work remote from home, the kids will just have to understand that you have time carved out to get that work done. It may be tricky and hard in the beginning, but the family will get into a habit, a routine, and understand that mom or dad has to get work done. Homeschooling is expensive. There are so many free resources and even entire programs, entire curriculum out there, such as Ambleside, Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool, and even The Good and the Beautiful provides tons of free curriculum that all you have to do is print out and start right away. Teachers Pay Teachers also provides tons of free resources that can probably get you through years of homeschooling for free. So homeschooling is expensive, to me is just an excuse. Next slide. Homeschool kids don't go to college. Some people believe that homeschoolers do like the olden days and take on jobs that just involve a trade, such as farming, woodwork, or something to do with mechanics that doesn't involve a college education. But that is far from the case. Most homeschoolers, your typical homeschooler, is much more well-rounded. And actually, a lot of colleges seek out homeschoolers because they realize and know that homeschoolers have good work ethic and are more well-rounded. I'm actually noticing that a lot of public school kids are opting out of college. All our kids do have college in mind, but that doesn't mean that they're going to choose a profession that's going to require a college degree. So we'll see what happens. I'm getting close to the end. Homeschooling is going to save my kids. I actually have friends who have taken their kids out of the traditional school setting in order to homeschool, hoping, just praying that homeschooling will save their kids and that they will get closer to Jesus. But unfortunately, homeschooling isn't going to save anyone. And of course, only God can. But you as a parent can try your best to guide your kids, disciple them, love on them, and pray that they will know Jesus. And that's pretty much all you can really do, because it's really up to God, and it's not guaranteed that homeschooling is going to save your kids, unfortunately. But lean on Him, trust Him, and God will speak to your kids and work in their hearts. Okay, we're down to it. Homeschoolers are religious. Yes, it's true that homeschooling started in the 1960s and 70s due to conservative Christian and political movements. Conservative Christians wanted to instill values and beliefs in their children, and also wanted to protect them from the secularization of public schools. Although homeschooling evolved from religious freedom, that is not the case now. There are so many secular resources available that you can't even tell that homeschooling is for Christians. So it's no longer true that homeschoolers are religious, and you're going to find so many people of all sorts of backgrounds leaning towards homeschooling. So, did any of those lies resonate with you? Share in the comments. And if there are any other lies that you have heard, please share those as well. And thank you so much for being here. And like this video if you have found any value in it. That will really help the YouTube algorithm push out this video. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That will really help our family out. I know your time is valuable, so thank you so much for spending it here. I'll see you in the next video. Secularization